Our first vocabulary word for chapter 17 is agreement. When you hear the word agreement, you may know what it means. You may have been in agreement with somebody before. When you're in an agreement with someone, you have made a deal. Like here, two people have shook hands and said, yes, this is how we're going to do it. They have made an agreement. Both people agree to do something. That is an agreement. You might have been in an agreement with your friend one time to, when we go to recess, we're going to play tag. That is an agreement. If your friend says, yeah, let's play tag. Think about how you would feel if somebody broke an agreement with you. They didn't keep up their end of the deal. Say you went to the playground. You had a deal with one of your friends. You guys had an agreement, and you were going to swing together. And let's say you get out there and you find out that your friend doesn't want to swing. And then you probably would, excuse me, you probably wouldn't be real happy if they broke your agreement. It would probably make you really sad. I mean, you kind of make an agreement with a friend, you expect them to keep their end of the deal. It's a deal. It's something that you both agree to do. That's what an agreement is. Think of a time that you've had an agreement to do something. Maybe it was to go to a dance together. Maybe it was to play on the playground together. Maybe it was to sit by each other at lunch. Think about how you would feel if that person didn't keep their end of the deal, the agreement, if they broke their end. And I want you to go to your seats and draw a picture of that now. The next vocabulary word is unnoticed. Which you see right here, I'm going to put a box around it, is actually a prefix. It's the opposite of a suffix. It's letters or a letter added to the beginning of a word that change the meaning of the word. In this word, the base word is noticed. Notice means that you realize something is there or you see it. Un means not. So when you say the word unnoticed, you're actually saying it's not noticed. Something that's really small would go unnoticed. My example of something that's unnoticed would be something that we don't see because it's so tiny, and that is a flea. Here's a picture of a flea on somebody's finger. See how small it is? A lot of times when people have pets, they don't notice fleas because fleas are so small. They're very easily missed. They go unnoticed very easily. You might have a dog. I have a dog, and my dog is a chocolate lab, which means it's brown. It's very hard to see a flea on my dog because of her color. Fleas are small, and they're hard to see. It's easy for them to go unnoticed. I want you to think of something that's really small, that's easily missed, or it's easy to go unnoticed, and draw a picture of that now. The next vocabulary word is unthinkable. If you remember how we just talked about the word unnoticed, unthinkable also has that suffix un at the beginning, which means not. And the base word is thinkable. Thinkable is something that you can think of that doesn't surprise you. So if we're talking about the word unthinkable, we're talking about something that's not thinkable. You could not think of it happening. A good example for this is our classroom. We know we have procedures. We have tables. You come in. When you come in, you're going to sit in your chair. Everybody does what they're supposed to be doing if they're supposed to have a book out. We don't do things that are unthinkable. Like, for example, what if you were in this classroom and somebody brought in a beach ball and they took the beach ball and they started throwing it around the room? Is that something you think would happen in our classroom? No. Miss Raina would not go for that, would she? No. And so that is an unthinkable thing. It's not something you think would ever happen in here because you know that that's not the way we do things. So something that's unthinkable is something you don't think should ever happen or would surprise you if it happened. Think of something that's happened before that was like you were just, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. That is just unthinkable. And draw a picture of that now. Our next vocabulary word is rejoice. When you listen to the word rejoice, if you listen closely, you will hear the word joy in it. Rejoice. Rejoice means that you are ecstatic, you're full of joy, you're very, very excited about something. I've got a couple of pictures to show you somebody rejoicing. And in this picture, you see a young man jumping for joy. He's extremely excited about something. He's just, you can tell, arms are thrown out. He's really, really happy, right? He's rejoicing. And then I have a picture of a young man who's also rejoicing. He may have just found out that he did really good on a test, or he may have found out that he's getting to go to Disney World. He's so excited. You can tell when you look at the picture of him that he's super excited. Look, his eyes are shut, mouth is open wide. He's got his hands up here saying, all right. He's really excited and full of joy. He is rejoicing. Think of something that would make you rejoice. Maybe it would be your teacher telling you we were going to have a pizza party tomorrow. Go draw a picture of what you look like rejoicing. Our next word is predicament. A predicament is when you're in a situation that you're just not really sure what's going to happen. You're not like, it's not a good situation. One that I can think of is when you guys come to school in the morning. Let me change that to a different color. When you guys come to school in the morning, you'll come into the cafeteria, and most of the time you have your backpacks on your back, right? You have your straps around your shoulders. You'll have a backpack on there. Okay, well, a lot of times kids will come into the cafeteria for school, and they will realize when they get there that they forgot their backpack. This puts them in quite the predicament because they know when they get to the classroom, their teacher's going to say, where's your backpack? So most of the time, they're not real happy. When they realize that they forgot their backpack, especially after their mom told them, don't forget your backpack before they left their house this morning, then they are in a predicament. They don't know what the teacher's going to say. Sometimes they'll walk to the classroom and they'll be walking really slow. Sometimes they'll have a look like this when they come in because they are so worried. See his face? He is in a predicament. He is very worried. Here's a picture of a little girl that's in a predicament, and she's concerned. She's not really sure what to do either. She is in a predicament. All right? Think of a time you've been in a predicament and draw a picture of it now. Our last vocabulary word for chapter 17 is extraordinary. When something is extraordinary, it's amazing. It's puts you in awe. It makes you say, oh my gosh, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. This week, our story tells an extraordinary story. It's about the elephants that paint. And we actually watched a video where elephants were painting. I was thinking, what is something that I have seen elephants do? Because I've never seen an elephant paint in real life. But I have seen elephants dance because I went to the circus one time and I saw elephants dancing. And they were doing things like this, where they stand on their back, or each other's backs. I've even seen them put music on and they'll dance kind of like this little baby elephants dancing. If you were to watch elephants dancing, you would probably think that it was pretty extraordinary. To see elephants dancing would be something that would make you say, oh, that's so cool. How many of you have ever seen something extraordinary like that, going to the circus, or even possibly you went to a theme park and watched a show like with dolphins? I've watched dolphins before where they do the flips out of the water. That was extraordinary. Something that makes you say, oh, that is so cool, is extraordinary. I want you to think about something you have seen before that was pretty extraordinary and draw a picture of that now.